Welcome, thrill seekers, to another video from Couch Coop. Hang on. What are you doing? There was a nudge. Let's go from the beginning. Welcome, thrill seekers. This is a video from Couch Coop. And howdy, cowgirls. What do you mean, cowgirls? You've just managed to misgender your entire audience. You mean howdy, cowgirl? You were supposed to be doing a transaction over a bar. Let's go again. Yeehaw, listeners. Howdy, cowgirl. I'm Couch Coop, and mine's a pint of molten hot metal. It is Wreckfest. Roll the tape. How good was Destruction Derby 2? How good would Don't Try and Distract Us, mate? We know you're going to sit in the photo mode for at least 2 minutes. I had it on the PlayStation 1, right? That intro. Reflections. Psygnosis was the publisher. Reflections was Ubisoft's either the first incarnation or they bought the studio. Very interesting stuff. Come on, get on with it. It came out in 1996, Destruction Derby 2, and I've forever been chasing that dopamine rush that I first got when I clapped eyes on that game. It was well ahead of its destruction, physics, mechanics time. It is Guy Fawkes night here in the UK. If you hear any strange pops or bangs, I haven't been swatted. Just a few fireworks. Now, why are we still looking at this photo? Because it's bloody amazing. Reviewed the game on the channel in 2019 on a PlayStation 4 Pro, and it very much impressed everyone that saw the video, including myself. It even got a couple of thousand people looking at it. I know, it freaked me out as well. This is running on the highest settings it can put out, and it's got 60 frames. We're only at 1080, but I am so impressed. Coming off Forza Motorsport 8 and seeing this, what a present to be given this close to Christmas. Don't say the C word. So I think my obsession starts with the replays, and back to the Forza Motorsport 8 analogy, those people should be super embarrassed by the state of the other driving games that are out at the moment, and this is a prime example on a number of levels. The destruction, first of all, and the track design and AI programming is absolutely outstanding. I was really gobsmacked. I've never shouted at my TV so much in my life. What the game lacks in Koenigsegg, it more than makes up for in brutish, amazing white knuckle racing and doing the dirty on each other, smashing the crap out of everything. It's no holes barred, and it really opens up so many more options with arcade racing or even a campaign structure. THQ Nordic seriously broke the mold with this, and I said that back then and I'll say it now. Go on then. Okay, THQ really broke the mold when they came out with this one. Yeah, it says here that you just lost 60% of your viewers. Chin up, mate, you're at the 3-minute mark. On the shoulder buttons of the replay options, you have a couple of tickers that put the time down, and you can halve it and I think quarter. You can't go super slow annoyingly, but it's really great to create some dramatic replays and get a really good look at these complicated bounce and sway physics that they've put on these big heavy cars. That's another thing, is that weight is dovetailed in to the gameplay mechanics. It's just a stunning idea. I wish they made this with some slightly more higher market cars and, you know, sort of less mud, more tarmac, maybe dial down some of those drift mechanics and sort of have an almost grid-like game. So passionate about the original grid. Herring around a corner, there's a damn engine mount in the middle of the road and a derelict car in a slalom. It was so much fun. It changed up that map every time you did a lap, and that's where things get interesting with driving games. The state that modern races are in, particularly with GT7 and damaged mechanics, even Forza Motorsport has really sort of stepped back from any debris coming off the vehicles, anything being on track, even destructible track furniture. No, we need this back, and it is such an attractive game aspect, seeing all this stuff smashed to pieces, and hell, it looks absolutely stunning. I think we're all in agreement of that. Click that like button and subscribe. Okay, enough replays, enough photo modes. Let's look at some raw racing. Yep, do you see that AI car clout me on top of the head? Nothing can be predicted. Most of the time, by the way this game defaults to easy, even if you're on medium, you'll find yourself almost half a lap ahead. The designers have put things into the map and made that AI so lunatic like crazy. You can never predict what's going to happen on each of the laps, and you are crapping yourself at every given junction that something's going to T-bone you. This is a really good example of both of those points. This map is designed so it's looped at either end, so you have to come down a contraflow main road to get a lap done. You have to do it, and if you get ahead, the rest of the pack's going to be coming the other way. Now I'm watching the AI here. This is a perfect handbrake, and I'm getting closer and I'm thinking that guy in front, he's a bit loose. That was for first place, both of them as well, got it. And it's little instances like that that just crack a smile across your face and you think, I'm having a hell of a lot better time than I am with any modern sim. And this is a problem, I think. This game really needs a sequel, or even a legitimate PlayStation 5 version. Not about, that's why I fired it up on the PC to get these beautiful looks. Yeah, it's been in curries for like 4 years at $15.99, mate. Well, you know, at least put it on the PSN. It is, I think, technically on the PSN. A sequel then. At least a sequel, for fuck's sake. A sequel that's split screen and got some better low-end cars in it. Let's have that chat about the cars. This is a little bit like the Burnout series. These are mock-ups of car models. That looks like a Nissan GTI in front of me, and I think I'm in like a limousine, and it's really crazy seeing some of the 80s, really cool. There's a Civic in there, but I'd love to see a lot more top-end cars getting smashed the crap out of. Have you seen that David Cronenberg? I don't mean like that. Now, these maps is another thing that got me really knocked back at the variety and the custom modes. So it does hold some of the cooler maps back from you on that campaign. And incidentally, it does have its own Blighttown in the form of this Moto City circuit. When I fired it up in Ultra, I had a real problem. I went back to it and it was okay, so it's just something to look out for. As a PC port, it's very impressive. What does annoy me a little bit is when I want to pervert my cars in the garage, I can't zoom in or do anything. I can't even take that UI off, and the only place you can really get some good structural detail is in-game in the actual photo mode. No one cares, mate. The soundtrack has got some absolute bangers in it, from like, you know, old school tech to like band music. Some of it, a little bit of PTSD attached to it. It was 2019 when it came out, I think. Also lockdown, and so it might not all be a pleasant experience. The music track circulation sort of algorithm randomizer doesn't do very well when you end up hearing quite a few songs a few too many times. The game also puts the music volume at quite a ridiculously low level, so you're listening to that. Hold on a second. Cop Mac. This guy is sentient. I'm convinced. Look, I get past him, okay, and I'm like, this is for first place. I'm going to shave this corner. What's the worst that can happen? Literally got a couple of corners to get round. I nearly stacked the car again. I'm absolutely seething at this point, and to rub it all in, that impact didn't affect him whatsoever. He won. Cop Mac won. You should have heard me shouting Cop Mac's name off my balcony. The novelty stuff for me wears off a little quickly. The first thing you actually do in the game is race a lawnmower, and anyone who's like new to this would be like, I'm not playing a gardening simulator. But the combine harvester, some of the macabre with people getting trapped in the blades, and the randomization of getting hit on that crossroad, it sort of keeps you coming, but you lose sort of interest in it. I much prefer the sort of bigger car races as well, opposed to the actual arenas. There's a very interesting one with a Robin Reliant. I think that is an actual Robin Reliant. I don't know if it is the Trotter vehicle. Getting that on two wheels is satisfying, but I wanted to say I haven't taken this game online, and some of the setups it gives you with larger vehicles hunting down a smaller one, the sort of cat and mouse idea, are fantastic, and I can imagine the online service being completely awesome. I'd love some feedback on it. I'm just too frightened. I can barely deal with the AI screwing me over, let alone an actual human being. And I was thinking that the other night, it's probably, a good thing that CopMac doesn't have a physical address. This is another great scene, again with a compulsory U-turn section on the map where you just have to predict what the other team or what the AI is going to actually get up to. I normally follow the AI, but sometimes they completely screw you over and send you the wrong way round. Look at the way it handled that absolute impeccable engine with these damage physics. The upgrade system, briefly, if you were wondering, is identical to those new Need for Speed games. I'll put the link in the description. They have a really cool just slot in, and it's like sports, race or pro. You can very quickly just get that number up and enter even a base level car into a slightly higher event. But it does have a lettered category, and you will need to purchase, a C car or B class car to actually enter some of those larger races. This was actually going to be a Still Holds Up, but no one's been watching them, so I'll just put it out as a straight review in 2023 of Wreckfest, which is an absolutely awesome racer that should not be ignored. You will love this if you're into Burnout or even the old school Destruction Derby 2, way back on that PlayStation 1. I spent about 3 weeks going through Far Cry 3, 4 and 5, put a big old 25-minute video together and put a teaser trailer. The teaser trailer's doing better than the main video. No one's watching it. I'll put the link in. Please give me some feedback on that. I do just want to briefly say, CopMac, if you are listening, this silent treatment isn't working, and I am halfway through a strongly worded letter to THQ and the developers about your behaviour. I have been Couch Coop, and I'll hopefully see you all down there for the next video.